RHOP's Wendy Osefo and her husband, Eddie Osefo, have finally broken their silence after being arrested in one of the most shocking scandals to ever hit the Real Housewives of Potomac. The news has sent shockwaves across social media, reality TV fandoms, and even the broader entertainment world. Fans are stunned, not just by the charges, but by the explosive allegations that have come to light. This isn't just another housewives feud or social media spat. It's a full-blown criminal case involving accusations of insurance fraud, fake burglary reports, and a twisted paper trail that threatens to bring down one of the franchise's most respected couples. Let's start with what happened. On October 9, 2025, both Wendy and Eddie Osefo were arrested in Carroll County, Maryland. The charges against them are staggering. Wendy faces 16 counts, including 7 felonies, all tied to alleged fraud and false statements. Her husband, Eddie, faces 18 charges, 9 of which are felonies. According to court documents, the couple is accused of fabricating details about a supposed burglary that allegedly took place in April of 2024 at their Maryland home. The story, at first, sounded like a nightmare that could happen to anyone. Wendy and Eddie claimed that after returning from a family vacation in Jamaica, they found their bedroom and closets ransacked. They told authorities that burglars had broken in through a second-story window and made off with over 80 luxury items, handbags, jewelry, shoes, and clothing worth more than $200,000. From the outside, it looked like a devastating home invasion that left the couple shaken and violated. Wendy even shared emotional posts on social media about feeling unsafe in her own home and called it a traumatic experience. But investigators quickly noticed that something didn't add up. When detectives examined the alleged crime scene, they found no signs of forced entry. No broken glass, no footprints on the deck, no shifted furniture or disturbed exterior evidence. Even the home's alarm system, which should have been triggered during the supposed burglary, showed no record of motion at all during the time frame in question. The story of a daring second-story break-in suddenly began to look more like a staged event than a real crime. As police dug deeper, they obtained a search warrant and began examining items in the Osefo home. What they found turned the investigation upside down. Hidden among Wendy's belongings were at least 15 luxury pieces that perfectly matched the list of stolen items she'd given to the insurance company, including a diamond anniversary ring that Wendy had been spotted wearing in a recent Instagram photo after she claimed it had been stolen. Investigators say that discovery was a turning point. It wasn't just about inconsistencies anymore, it was hard physical evidence that directly contradicted the Osefos' own story. But that wasn't the only red flag. Emails reportedly surfaced between Wendy and Eddie that prosecutors claim show the couple trying to inflate the value of their insurance claim. In one alleged message, Eddie asked Wendy if there were any additional high-value items they could add to the list, even suggesting luxury shoes and accessories to push their total claim closer to their policy maximum of $423,000. This was no small-time miscalculation. Prosecutors allege it was a calculated attempt to defraud the insurance company using a fake burglary report to collect a massive payout. And if that wasn't damning enough, detectives also uncovered evidence that more than $20,000 worth of the items on their stolen list had already been returned to stores for full refunds before the burglary was ever reported. It painted a picture that was hard to ignore, a pattern of deceit, staged theft, and financial desperation hidden behind the glamorous life of a Real Housewives power couple. When Wendy and Eddie were taken into custody, the mugshots quickly began circulating online, and fans were stunned. Wendy, once celebrated as one of the most accomplished women on the Real Housewives of Potomac, a professor at Johns Hopkins, a political commentator, and a proud mother of 3, suddenly found herself facing felony fraud charges. The same woman who once stood as a symbol of intellect, empowerment, and resilience was now accused of orchestrating one of the most embarrassing scandals in Bravo history. The Osefos were released the following day after each posted a $50,000 bond, and their representatives issued a short, carefully worded statement saying they were home safely and looking forward to their day in court. That was the first hint of their defense, that they planned to fight back against the allegations and prove their innocence. In the days that followed, social media exploded. Fans, critics, and fellow housewives began dissecting every detail, every post, every past scene. Some fans expressed disbelief, insisting that Wendy could never be capable of such a thing. But others, however, pointed to her sometimes confrontational image on the show, her confidence, and her public obsession with image and success, suggesting that maybe this was about keeping up appearances at any cost. Bravo, meanwhile, found itself in an awkward position. The network has had its fair share of housewife scandals before, from tax evasion to fraud to explosive divorces, but this one hit differently. Wendy had built her brand on being the smart one, the academic, the moral compass. To see her name attached to words like felony and fraud was a branding nightmare. Reports quickly circulated that Bravo quietly delayed the release of a new Housewives spin-off episode featuring the Osefos, moving it a week later to avoid negative publicity. Insiders claim that executives are still deciding how to handle Wendy's future on the show. Some believe she'll be fired or put on indefinite hiatus, but others think Bravo might actually use the scandal as a storyline for the next season. After all, drama sells, and nothing stirs the Housewives universe more than a public scandal mixed with betrayal and luxury gone wrong. The emotional toll on Wendy's family has also become a topic of public discussion. The couple shares 3 children, and many have questioned how the kids are coping with their parents' arrest. Wendy has not posted any recent family pictures since the news broke, though Eddie's company, Happy Eddie, has seen a noticeable drop in engagement online. The brand, which once sold high-end cannabis products with a motivational message, has been flooded with critical comments and questions about Eddie's integrity. Privately, those close to the couple have told sources that Wendy feels devastated by how the media has portrayed her, insisting there's more to the story and that the evidence will prove her innocence. She reportedly told a friend that she feels betrayed by the system and that she and Eddie are being unfairly targeted because of their fame. But others in the housewives circle are keeping their distance. Some co-stars who once considered Wendy a friend have allegedly cut off contact, worried that association with the scandal could hurt their own reputations. What makes this case particularly fascinating is how perfectly it encapsulates the tension between fame and authenticity, the way reality TV can blur the line between who someone is and who they want the world to think they are. For years, Wendy's storyline was about breaking stereotypes, balancing her academic career with motherhood and fame, and representing women of color in powerful spaces. But now that same drive for image and success is being used against her in the court of public opinion. As the investigation continues, prosecutors are reportedly building a detailed timeline using digital records, insurance statements, and surveillance data to reconstruct what really happened in April of 2024. They're confident they can prove that the burglary never took place and that the Osefos knowingly filed a false report. Legal experts say that if convicted, Wendy and Eddie could each face years in prison, not to mention the permanent damage to their reputations and careers. For fans of the Real Housewives of Potomac, this arrest marks one of the darkest moments in the show's history. But for Wendy and Eddie, this is far more than a PR crisis. It's a fight for their freedom, their credibility, and their family's future. Their court hearing is scheduled for November, and it's expected to draw major media attention. Cameras, reporters, and even Bravo producers will likely be watching closely to see what happens next. Until then, speculation continues to swirl. Are Wendy and Eddie victims of overzealous investigators, Or did they truly orchestrate one of the most elaborate fraud schemes in Housewives history? As of now, Wendy insists she'll clear her name, but with the evidence piling up, the recovered jewelry, the emails, the refunds, and the inconsistencies, the public is growing skeptical. Some fans say they've already lost faith, while others are clinging to hope that the truth might still surprise everyone. One thing's certain, this scandal isn't going away anytime soon. Whether it ends with a courtroom victory or a reality TV redemption arc, the Osefo saga has already cemented itself as one of the most unforgettable controversies in Bravo history. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.